Hello and welcome. My name is Jess, and I'm so excited to have you all here for the very first We Are digital retreat. I am here on the beautiful island of Gili Meno in Indonesia, and over the next week, I'm going to be guiding you through practices of yoga, each with a different focus and a different flavor. My intention is by having these focuses and these different aspects to explore within your internal world, you can create a deeper and more connected relationship to your body, to your mind, and essentially to yourself. I traveled all day to get here, and I think at the beginning of any journey or at the beginning of any endeavor, it's always a really potent thing just to have a check-in and see where you're at and to take some time to arrive, as sometimes that can be a bit of a process, especially for your body to understand that it's okay to decompress. So let's have a little practice, one where we're going to get to know a little bit more about the ground underneath us and our relationship to it. So go ahead and lay down on your back. And you can just take a deep breath in and exhale, wiggle your body around a little bit. And we're just going to have a little check-in here. Notice your relationship to the earth underneath you. So there's your body, and there is the ground that's underneath you, which essentially is the same ground that's underneath me. We're all laying on a common ground of the planet. Sometimes I like bringing that into my awareness, that it's not only just these little geo-coordinates of where my body is in this moment, but that there is a whole entire earth underneath me that is supporting me and holding me up. Bring your attention to the different points of contact that you have where your body is touching the earth. So your heels, the back of your legs, the back of your hips or your sacrum, the large bone at the base of your spine, the back of your ribs and your shoulder blades, your arms, and the back of your skull, the back of your head as well. And as you bring your attention to these points of contact, just notice the quality of the connection. So some of them might feel a little bit heavier than the others. You might be holding and carrying some baggage, some tension, some stress in different parts and different muscles and tissues. So that part of your body might not be in as deep relationship to the earth beneath you as others. And you don't have to do anything about it. Just notice that your body is being supported by the earth underneath you. Bend your knees and place the soles of your feet down onto your mat and take them a little bit wider than hip distance, at about mat distance apart. And you can take your hands to your outer thighs, especially if you have tight hips. You can offer a bit more support. Bring your awareness to the point of contact of your feet and to the back of your hips. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, slowly start to move your knees in one direction. You're going to find that there's an inner rotation of one hip and an outer rotation of the other. And then bring awareness when you bring your knees to one side to your feet, and that you've probably shifted your weight into one hip. On your next inhale, bring your knees back through center, and as you do that, move slow and also feel the way that the weight shifts in your feet and in your hips. On your next exhale, you can slowly start to drop your knees over to the other side. just working within your range of motion. No need to move beyond or stretch to your fullest. Just feeling the weight and where your body naturally goes. And then slowly, slowly starting to shift your knees back through center again. And then just continuing this process of one side to the other. Paying attention to the way that your body responds to gravity. Notice as your knees move to one side and your legs are moving with gravity in one direction. And as you turn to come back through center, that your legs need to move away from gravity in order to come back to center. And as you repeat this, you may find that your hips open up, and if that's the case, if you no longer need the support, you can bring your arms wide to the side. But just allowing for the point of contact that you have with your lower back and with your hips. Allow for the movement that you're making to give you a nice feeling of pressure. And as you shift your body with gravity, that pressure and weight is going to shift. Continue to allow for the other parts of your body to be heavy into the earth as well. But as you're moving through your lower body here, and just really allowing yourself to feel the shifts. Like if we were going to ask your lower body right now, how do you know that gravity exists? What's the sensory information? What's the data that you get in the internal landscape of your body that lets you know that gravity is a real thing? And then bring your knees back through center. You can choose whether you want to keep your knees bent if that feels more comfortable for your lower back, or you can stretch your legs right out to straight. Interlace your fingers and stretch your arms up over your head. So elongate through your arms here. You can even scrunch up your shoulders a couple of times. This is a place where we tend to carry a lot. So just create a bit of tension here and release. Good, and you can float your arms down alongside you. And then on your next inhale, reach your arms straight up so your fingertips are facing towards the ceiling. So your arm bones are vertical. And just feeling the connection of your shoulder blades. Notice if your shoulder blades are kind of withholding themselves from the earth beneath you. And see if you can just let the weight all the way from your fingertips, your wrists, your upper arms, just kind of smush and settle back into the earth underneath you. Allowing your shoulder blades to rest, allowing them to take the support that's being offered to them. And then you can just begin to shift, kind of pendulating your arms as they lift slightly towards the top of your head and back through center, and then slightly towards your knees and back through center. And trying to keep your shoulder blades as heavy and weighted against the earth. Feeling the tiny little shifts of the way that your shoulder blades connect as you make these tiny movements. And you can also just move your arms in any way that you'd like. You can bend through your elbows. So creating movement, but still keeping your shoulder blades nice and heavy on the earth beneath you. When we move, it creates some new sensory information. So your shoulder blades get to know what it's like to be relaxed as they move and as your arms reach out and act. Good, and you can take your arms out wide to the side again and just release into the earth again. Have a little check-in and see what's happening with these point of contacts. Your body might begin to feel a little bit heavier, a little more connected and grounded. You may notice in this process that your body, kind of starts to have these little squiggles or shifts. You might yawn or sigh. All of these are these tiny little nervous system releases, downshifts. You can bend your knees and place the soles of your feet down into the earth again. And let's bring awareness to the back of our skulls. Bring awareness to the back of your skull. And imagine that your skull is like a big boulder. So your neck can't pick it up. But what you can do is roll the back of your skull about 10 centimeters to the right and 10 centimeters to the left. Keeping the back of your skull as heavy as possible. And sometimes this can be a bit tricky because your neck may want to take over or move fast. So slow down so that you can make sure that your head is heavy, weighted, and releasing into the support of the earth beneath you. Let your eyes be soft, your gaze nice and wide. You can also just let your head follow whatever natural curve or route as you move from left to right. Move slower than you think you should, slower than what's normal for you. Allowing for your racing mind, your brain, just to have a nice little float inside of your skull. Next time that your head comes through center, whatever side that your face is moving towards, move your knees in the opposite direction. Finding a nice, gentle twist here. Keeping the point of contacts that you have with the earth as heavy as possible. Smush them into the earth in order to move yourself back through center. And continue this on the other side. So the focus is trying to remain as heavy as possible and as connected to the earth as possible as you create these movements side to side. Allowing for any flutters and vibrations, any mild shakes to move through your body. Giving any electricity of your nervous system somewhere to ground and drain into the earth. Next time that you roll over to the right, roll all the way over. Press yourself up. And slowly bring yourself back into a seated position. As you do this, just take some time just to look around your room, look at your environment as you shift back into vertical. And just closing your eyes for a moment and seeing what has shifted in this practice for you. And there might be words that come to mind, but more so, what are the feelings? You might feel a little more calm, a little bit more grounded, or simply just more here. Take a couple breaths. Allow yourself to feel gravity, to feel the earth, and to remember that it is always here to support you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow.